Hi guys, and welcome back to our FIFA 18 Rebuilding Sunderland Career Mode Season Review. Now in this episode we're going to be going through several things. In the last episode you guys suggested your team of the seasons from our squad obviously, and even though I didn't ask for this, a few of you actually left a player of the season as well, so I decided to pick one of them as well. We're also going to go through the players and whether they've improved, by how much have they improved, all the stats of the season, and then our plans going forward, transfer-wise, for the Premier League season. So we'll start off with the team of the season that I have gone with, and I have gone with this one. This one is from Datboy PG. The team of the season is a 3-4-1-2 formation with Reuter in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Twansby and O'Shea across the back three anyway. You might be a little bit surprised as to why I've gone with this because O'Shea is there, but it is because obviously Holding come just for the second half of the season and Kone left after the first half of the season, even though you could arguably say that Kone was really good before he left, which he was, fair play. But O'Shea has been here from the beginning to the end, and he did regularly fill in because we were chopping and changing the team constantly, as you guys know. So I understand that choice there. McGeady on the left of midfield, and Dong and Katz in the middle, McManaman on the right, Watmore as a cam, and Calvert-Lewin and Wilson up top. He's also put his player of the season, Twansby, and he's left a message. A lot of excellent defensive work, basically made a wall by himself the whole season. That's true, and I was very, very close to actually using Twansby as the player of the season, but someone else has commented another player of the season, which I agree with just a little bit more, and that's from James, who has put, I think Ndong has been the player of the series. And then he's also commented that although Wilson did score the most goals and did effectively win us the league, I still think Ndong held that midfield together brilliantly and is going to be amazing again in the Prem next season. So thanks for that, mate, and I completely agree. I mean, Twansby, in my head towards the back end of the season, I was thinking he's been our player of the season, even though I don't really show the defensive side too much after editing the videos. He has been an absolute brick wall at the back, and he's been pretty much the first name on the team sheet. But Ndong has been the unsung hero of the series. There's been plenty of times where the team has collapsed when he's not in the team, and when he is in the team he does the dirty work and he gets forward, he's chipped in with your goal here and there. So I completely agree with that. So that is our team of the season and player of the season. Next up is something that I did put out to you guys a few episodes ago, and that is regarding the financial takeover for next season. I've already been through the pros and cons to it, and why we would and why we wouldn't, or why we should or shouldn't do it. So I'm not going to go over that again. And this is how the results are looking at the moment. 79% say yes and 20% say no. I don't know quite how that works out, 79% to 20%. But anyway, either way, if it did end up being, say, 60% favouring yes and 40% to no, then I probably just wouldn't have done the financial takeover because it would be too much of a divide between you guys. But it is pretty massively in the favour of yes, do a financial takeover. And also a few you guys actually left a sort of suggestion on how to sort of play it out. Because in real life, obviously, Ellis Short is trying to sell the club. I want rid of him. I want him to go, personally. But that's by the by. So we could play it off as if at the end of the season's come, he's finally sold the club, we've got new owners and they're pumping money into the club. Because I'm sure it's not going to be a massive amount anyway in the financial takeover. I can only imagine it being 40 to 50 million, which is obviously brilliant. But don't worry, I won't be buying one £50 million player and make it absolutely ridiculous. I literally want to gut this team and pretty much do what I would want to do with it in real life. And what I mean by that is, in real life with Sunderland, over the years, there's been plenty of players that have overstayed their welcome. Even when they've not been good enough, they've somehow stayed with us for a good 3, 4 or 5 years, and they've just lingered. Whereas in this career mode, I want to be absolutely ruthless, even if there's some kind of sentimental attachment to the player and think, oh, he's been a good servant to the club, or oh, he's been good last season. I want to look at the player head on and just sort of be like, is he good enough for the Premier League? Honestly. If he's not, we're putting them up for sale, and that is the end of it, and that's it. Obviously, I'll confer with you guys as well, but at the minute, when I'm looking through the team, there's literally half of the team that I am more than happy to just get rid of at the minute. But again, I want you guys to leave in the comments who you would sell, even if it's a massive long list. that's fine, because we are getting the financial takeover. We are going to have a bit of money there to spend to replace players as well, because there are a lot of players there that are either aging or they're in their late 60s and they're not really going to improve that much. But anyway, that's by the by. Next up on the list of things to look at is how have the players improved over the season. So Reuter hasn't improved, he's still 73. Sturgek hasn't improved at all, which is quite surprising really, considering he's only 21, and I'm sure he would have got a bit of game time with Accrington Stanley, where I think he's gone on loan too. Mika has gone up by 1, even though we didn't play him at all. Steele has gone up by 1. He did play the odd game for us, normally when simulating the games or when I've been mixing the team about a bit. Alexander Arnold has gone up by 5, who is definitely going to be our first choice right back in the Prem as well. Kyle Walker-Peters has gone up by 3, which is really, really good. I'm a big fan of Kyle Walker-Peters, and again, I'm probably contradicting myself from what I've just said earlier, when that if players are in the late 60s, that I'm going to get rid of him. But this guy is 21, he will improve a bit, and he can play left or right back. And off camera, I've just offered him a new contract, because if you can remember when we originally bought him, he wanted a release clause of like 1.5 million or something like that, and I wanted to just completely wipe that off, so then we didn't have any surprises in the transfer window. So Kyle Walker-Peters has improved by 3. Browning is improved by 1, but he will be going back to Everton because he was only on loan. Matthews has gone up by 2. Another player I'm considering getting rid of. I'm just not really a massive fan. We have Alexander Arnold in front of him, and then we have Kyle Walker-Peters who can cover left or right back. Mark Wilson, rated 73. Another player I want to get rid of. Jilabodji, he's gone up by 1. And another player I want to get rid of, because in real life as well, we're not really interested in him at the moment, and I do just want rid of him. Beedling is a young lad, and I do like him, but is that good enough for the Premier League? If we're being completely honest, it's not, so that's probably another player I'd get rid of. O'Shea, I do kind of want to offer him a contract just because it's O'Shea. Again, I'm going against what I said before with the whole sentimental thing, but he is decreasing massively, so we're going to be letting him go at the end of his contract, which is about to run out. Holding is going up by 1. He's a player who did slowly improve since we bought him in January. He had a bit of a rough start and I weren't really liking him, but he did slowly improve as the season went on. Swansea has gone up by 2, and remember that he is on a 2-year loan, so we will have him for 1 more season at least in the Premier League. We might end up trying to purchase him after that loan finishes, we'll have to see. Oviedo, I do want to keep him because I think he's very good cover, especially on the left hand side, and if we do get someone who's a little bit better for that position, and he was absolutely excellent towards the second half of the season. He's probably one of our best players in all honesty. Galloway, we didn't use him too much, just in the odd game here and there. He's improved by 2, but he'll be going back to Everton also because he is on loan as well. McNair, he was good for the majority of the season. He was. Just the last couple of games, the last 2 or 3 episodes, I just grew this massive hate for him. I really did. Obviously, I had an absolute shocker in the FA Cup semi-final and the episode before that as well. Busquets is improved by 2, and he's only 18, so he will continue to improve as well. I'm going to have to keep smashing him in the training. Ronaldo Vieira, he's improved by 2. He's only had a bit part to play really this season, but he's definitely a good option to fall back on in the Premier League because he is only 19 and he will improve. We know that he's going to improve. It's not like he might improve, he could improve. We know that he is going to. Catamol is another one that's quite difficult because the last couple of episodes he was brilliant. The beginning of the season he was brilliant and he was banging in some absolute corkers, but he kind of went missing a little bit for a large parts of the season as well. We just kind of put him there for the sake of it, maybe because his rating's a bit higher than everyone else's. But was he just blagging it a little bit? I don't know. I'm just trying to give a real fair assessment and a solid assessment. And he is 30 now, but if we look, he's still worth 6 million, so we still might be able to get a good 6 or 7 million off him. And he is decreasing in certain attributes as well. So I think if we are going to sell him, now will probably be the best time to do it. McManaman is another one as well. He's 27 years of age. He's improved by 1. Are we going to keep him? I'm not sure. I would actually like to keep him probably just for cover on that right hand side because he has been really good this season. I can't really fault him too much. Honeyman, he is a player I'm looking to sell. I know a lot of you guys do have a lot of love for Honeyman, but if we're being honest, he's 23 years of age. He's only improved by 1, and I have actually been putting him through the training as well every now and then, and he's improved by 1. So he will most likely be going. Well, I am going to put him on the transfer list. Watmore, I mean, in real life, I absolutely love Watmore. He's got pace to burn, but if we actually look at his stats, his pace isn't as great as we think on the game anyway. 83 acceleration, 79 agility, and 79 sprint speed. So it's not incredible. It isn't, and he's 24 now. He improved by 1. Is he going to be a real threat to other defences in the Premier League? I'm not too sure. I'm probably going to leave that one down to you guys, just because I don't want to deal with it. Next up is our player of the season, and Dong. He improved by 2. He's definitely a player who's going to be staying, especially with him being only 23 still, and he's just brilliant. Embleton, who we sent out on loan, we probably will get rid of him as well. And McGeady as well is quite a difficult one to look at, because obviously his stats are decreasing badly at the moment. His stamina's gone down by 6, acceleration, sprint speed, both down by 2. He's still a useful player in the sense that he's got his 5-star skills, he's got good dribbling and ball control, but his value is going to go down massively, as well as his attributes throughout the season as well. So will he end up being that influential? I don't know, but he is worth 4.6 million. If we put him on the transfer list, we might get about 5 or 6 for him as well. Sinclair, we are going to keep him. Of course, we're going to keep him. He was probably, I think he was our most expensive signing of the season last year, and he did come into his own a little bit towards the back end, but I was struggling to find his best position and how to play with him best. He is 29, but he will be very useful in the Premier League, so we are going to give him at least another season as well. Gooch, I do really like Gooch. He's improved by 2, and we don't have too many cams in the team, so I'm going to leave him for now. Williams is on loan, so he will be going back to Crystal Palace. He has improved by 2. Jack Harrison, of course, we'll be keeping him on. We only just signed him as well. Rated 72, only 21. He will only improve. Josh Madger, he's the big one to look at. He's improved by 7 ratings, which is absolutely incredible. I didn't expect him to improve that much, and only at 19 years of age. So I don't know whether to send him out on loan next season. I probably will, to try and accommodate maybe some new signings in that position, but we'll talk about that later. Alexander Isaac, who's improved by 1. He's mainly been a sort of super sub so far since he signed, but he has been really good, and I have enjoyed playing with him. I don't know whether to put him out on loan as well, because then we can get some real Premier League quality strikers in. Not saying that he can't do a job in the Premier League, but 70 rated striker in the Prem isn't incredible. Calvert-Lewin, who has been absolutely excellent this season, he really has been brilliant. He's improved by 7, and he's now rated 72 overall, and only age 21. He can play on the left as well as a striker, so he'll be staying put. Callum Wilson has improved by 2, our top goal scorer, and up there with the player of the season as well, but he is injured for 7 months, so that's why we really need to boost our striking options. We've also got James Vaughan, 29 years of age, rated 71. He hasn't improved at all, and he's decreased in value, obviously, because of his age as well. Will we use him? I'm not too sure. Maybe if we're struggling for options, we could use him, but is he a Premier League striker? I don't think so, in all honesty. I don't, but we'll come back to that at some point. Osoro, who has been away on loan to Blackburn, he's improved by 3, which is really good, and I probably will stick him out on loan as well again next season. We'll wait and see. Now, here are the top goal scorers in the Championship. McGoldrick from Ipswich has led the top scoring charts with 22 goals. Jota, I'm not too sure how you pronounce it, for Wolves got 20, and Wilson got 19 goals. He probably stood a chance of catching up with McGoldrick hadn't he got injured for the last few games of the season. But anyway, that's really, really good from Wilson, and it doesn't look like we have any other scorers in the chart, so he did pretty much carry us a lot of the season. Now for assists, again Wilson, 3rd in the charts with 8 assists. He's been an absolute beast, hasn't he? McManaman got 7 for us, and Watmore got 6. McGeady got 5. So a lot of players have been chipping in this season. Now for clean sheets, Reuter got 19 clean sheets, which is absolutely incredible in this league because there's so many games and so many teams that can hurt you. So well done, son. Although Leno will be taking his place next season. There was also something else that was suggested in the last episode, which was hiring a scout and starting a youth squad, which I do like the idea of. But I also thought, will it be worth it? Will it be a waste of money? I know that they can occasionally spit out some really, really good talent, but I've never really had brilliant luck in the past. I've got the occasional wonder kid, of course I have. But if we were to get 3 highly expensive scouts, because even if you look here, the most expensive one is 2.4 million. If we got all 3, we're spending, what, 6, 7, 8 million on scouts, and it's always just luck of the draw, isn't it? And when are we actually going to use them? Because the majority of the players that you get through scouting, they'll start off between 60, 65 if you get a good one. So when would we really use them if we're really looking to build in the Premier League? I don't know, it's something to think about anyway. So before we wrap up this review, I just want to show you guys the shortlist that we do have at the moment. We have Tom Davies, Justin Kluivert, Malang Sarr, Retsos, Alina, Mvia, Goretzka, which we should probably get rid of him now because we're not going to spend 30 odd million on Goretzka. Solanke from Liverpool, Tammy Abraham, Zivkovic, Grimaldo, Servi, is it Servi? Yeah, it is Servi, Harry Winks, Mason Edwards, and Ruben Diaz, Hinteregger, Fred, Vitinho, and Luke Shaw. So a lot of these are players that you guys have suggested in the comments, especially over the last couple of episodes. I've threw in a couple of my own as well. As for the striking options, a lot of you put Tammy Abraham, and then the odd 2 or 3 put Solanke over the course of the season anyway. Abraham, I'm not too sure how much he will go for. He is being currently scouted, but the only thing with him is I absolutely hate his play face. I absolutely hate his play face. There's so many other players that look exactly the same as that, and he doesn't even look human. He doesn't at all. Whereas with Solanke, you get the player face, you know you're getting a decent player, and he's got a release clause of 8.6 million, which is absolute peanuts considering the quality you know that you're going to end up getting with Solanke. So that could be a really, really good option there. So as of right now, guys, this is how we would probably line up for the first game of the season. Ignore the injuries and the fitness and what have you. So this is it. I kind of do want to go back to the 4-2-3-1 or sort of 4-3-3 like this for the start of the Premier League season, just to try it out, because it is quite high maintenance with the 5 at the back, but it is something we can quite easily revert to. But this is a lot simpler, and if we do have the right players in place, it will be a lot more effective as it was last season. But what I've done, I've basically organised it as the players we're going to keep. So all these players that you see in this lineup, we're definitely going to keep. These we are going to keep with a question mark over McGeady, and all of these players, obviously some of them are on loan, so they're going to have to go back anyway to their respective clubs, but the rest of them are all potentially getting sold or at least put on the transfer list. But again, I do want your input for that as well. So this is where we're going to leave the episode, guys. If you guys can comment in the description who to go for, that's great. Remember, because this episode is going to be the episode that I mainly refer to now before we go into the transfer window of next season. So players we need to buy, we definitely need centre backs without a doubt, so try and focus a little bit there as well. Don't just be focusing on strikers, because we do have strikers in abundance. Granted, we don't have brilliant quality, Premier League quality anyway, but we do have a lot of striking options for us. And also leave the players you think we should sell, which ones you think we should keep. But remember, I want you guys to keep your ruthless heads on, because we're going into the Premier League and I want to do this right. I don't want to just keep hold of people for the sake of keeping hold of people. Because remember, this is a rebuild. I don't just want to stick with players that we've had for years and years and years. I want to make a completely new team that a Sunderland fan like myself would be proud of. Also, guys, just to let you know, it is my birthday on Sunday, so over the weekend there probably isn't going to be a video. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I might be able to get one out tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure, my batteries are low, but if not, it will be on Monday. And before I go, I just want to say thank you so much. When this series started, I had 9, 10 subscribers, absolute maximum, and now we've passed the 300 mark. We're on 330 odd, something like that, which is absolutely incredible. Again, it might not sound like much to you guys, but it's absolutely massive for me. It's huge, and we're getting 2, 3, 4, 5 new subscribers every single day, which is absolutely amazing. I can't thank you enough. And for you guys who are watching this video right now and you're not subscribed, but you're more than happy to watch this video, press the button. Press subscribe. It's free. I'm only kidding. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. I'm only kidding. Or am I? So if you have enjoyed the episode, guys, please leave a like, subscribe to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.